And that's how we began the live stream, was with you
Nice.
guys. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so
I'm so excited about this because we had to cancel a couple of weeks ago, and here we finally are. So if I fangirl a little bit, I'm sorry. Tell the world who you are, how you guys got together, and then we'll talk about what you're up to.
okay, well, I'll take this. My name is Patrick Mullick. I'm the lead singer of Phear. Several years ago, I played in a band called Eidolon with Glenn and Sean Drover from Megadeth. Maybe you heard of them. And anyways, that stopped for me in about 2004, and I stopped for a while, and then I decided to do this again. And just through people I knew and stuff like that, we formed Phear. We started Phear up, and now we've changed members and stuff like that. So we've done a couple albums with different members and stuff like that, but this is where we are today. The band's Phear, Phear. Lots of YouTube stuff, a couple albums out, and working on a third. And if I've forgotten anything, boys, feel free to chime in.
Okay, I'm Chris Bosch's bass player. Everyone just calls me Bosch. I joined these guys in October 2015. So they had just put out the first album, It's Sanitarium, and they had a few different musicians on that album and looking for a permanent bass player. And I literally just saw an ad online for this band looking for a bass player. And the guy, one of the former members that contacted me, sent me a link to a video for the Reagan's Dream video for the song Reagan's Dream. And I watched this video for about 5 seconds and went, damn, I want to be part of this band. So I auditioned for these guys. And on my second audition, I just told them, guys, I'm your bass player. And that was that.
He's still on probation.
Yeah. So I was part of the second album that we put out, Curse Lives On, which is mostly live. Mm-hmm. And the main song on that is our cover of Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner by Iron Maiden. So I was part of that album. And yeah, I've been busting the bass ever since with these guys. So
nice.
Alex,
awesome.
Go.
I'm Alex from Phear. I joined the band last year in June. I'm a really good friend of Bosch. Chris and I, Chris played with on my instrumental stuff called Alex My Project. In the past, I've known Chris, and I've always been a huge fan of Eidolon and of course Pat's vocals too. We've been friends from before, and then once the guitar player left, then there was an opportunity, and Pat called me. He's like, "Hey, you want to play in the band?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" You know what I mean? And I kind of told him like, "Hey, I want to play in the band," because I was doing more instrumental stuff. And he was like, "Hey, so you want to play in the band?" I'm like, "Sure."
Quick funny story is Alex, about a week before we were on the phone together, we were talking on the phone, and he said, "I really miss playing in a band. I think I want to play in a band." This is before my guitar, Graham left the band. So I didn't.
Like a week later, Graham left, and
a week later he's in the band.
There was no
like that, eh?
We just called him, and he was in.
It's funny how the universe works that way. Eh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So since I joined in, Phear is like a super active band, and very, very busy. I've been super busy with the guys. We've been in the studio recording the new stuff, sounding amazing. It's basically, since Bosch joined the band, I joined the band, and a new drummer. Like the whole music just took Phear is always awesome regardless, but it just took this next step of the next level of music, like how things are coming together, chemistry. Being with the guys, writing the songs, going to the studio, it's great, and it's pretty active. We keep in touch all the time. We're talking all the time. We're going to the studio, writing, brainstorming stuff. So it's just like one of those things. I mean, we're really pushing this band. We want to push this as hard as we can, and I'm super excited being part of this band. So I'm pretty lucky, and so I'm happy.
we got people writing in here. So say hi to Sarah and Allison, and Kayla as well. Yay, Chris.
Kyla's my friend from I knew her from college, from way back. We went to Sheridan College together in photography.
So hi everybody writing in.
Kyla's the reason that this is happening today.
Yes,
so thank you, Kyla.
Yeah, she contacted me and said, "Hey, my friend does a podcast. Let's do it." And like, okay, sure.
yeah. She's co-hosted with us a few times. We had Snake River Redemption on, and they had me laughing so hard I couldn't get any questions out. So she took over the interview.
I saw a couple clips of that from it was a couple weeks ago, right?
No, it was March, April, because we had Josh on in February, and then I had the whole band on in March, April-ish, and it was a blast. We had so much fun.
Good.
And so next time we do this, hopefully we'll get to do this actually live together versus doing it on the stream. So. But anyway, back to the amazing conversation that we're having. You guys have some insane musical backgrounds between all. There's 5 of you, right? Between all 5 of you.
There's two very important members of the band that are here right now.
Yeah, who are we missing?
The other guitar player, Pat Rogers. Now I'm trying to think. When did he join? 2017, 2018? I can't remember.
2018.
He replaced our former guitar player, Tyson Emmanuel, who left the band. And we just call him Roger because his name's Pat Rogers, and we have 2 Pats in the band, so we just call him Roger. So, but we had a show coming up. We were opening for the Iron Maidens actually, and it was coming up quick, and we needed a guitar player. And we asked Pat, like, "Hey man, like, can you just do the show with us?" We knew him from another band called Profaner, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do the show." So he learned all our songs. Like he just killed it. Like he did the show, and then it was awesome. And then we kind of said, "Hey man, you want to join?" And yeah, that was it. He joined, and so that was kind of he's kind of a hungry shredder that we're happy to get on board. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you guys want to talk about Mike.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I'll talk Mike. Mike actually is the newest member of the band. We actually went pretty much a year without a drummer, and we weren't sure what we were going to do. And then, so we actually hired Mike to do our new songs, which nobody's heard yet. And Mike came in and killed it, absolutely killed it. And just so anybody who's not aware of Mike Harshaw was the drummer for Annihilator, if that's a band they might have know of, and also played for a band Mastery as well. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so Mike came in and killed the songs, and he actually liked the song so much. He also played on Alex's solo project that he spoke of earlier, but he liked the writing, he liked the people so much, he liked the song so much, the new songs, that he actually wanted to be a part of this. So he's now a new member of Phear as well. So, and looking forward.
Yeah, he's an amazing drummer. So that's awesome.
Mike doesn't even realize that we drugged him and we convinced him to join. He doesn't even know.
He's been under your control the whole time.
We hypnotized him, and he's now one of us. But no, he killed it. He came in. We did 2. He learned our new songs. We did 2 jams with him. He came into the studio and he just killed them all in one day. And we were like, holy shit! Like, just blew our minds. And we're just like, we got to find a way to get this guy to stay. So we chipped away at him until he relented.
It's like a little Mike Portnoy.
And we actually finally got to jam with him again on Tuesday. Thursday. We had our first jam because of the pandemic. So
yeah, because of all the lockdowns. First jam in a while. So it was good to we're finally getting back to work as a band. We've been doing a lot of work since I would say September of last year, working on this new album. But it's been in chunks because of all the lockdowns, and we could get together for certain periods, and then during the lockdown periods, we'd all be working on stuff on our own, and it got a little tough. It got a little frustrating, I think. But it's hard to keep the motivation up, and when you're not in a room playing all together, but hopefully that's gonna change like right now.
Yeah, I think it's getting to that point where everybody's just done, eh? Mm-hmm. It's just like, let's go. I'm at the point where I've crossed over from missing mosh pits to, I think I physically need them now.
Oh my God. Me and Pat and Alex, just before COVID hit, we all went to Machine Head. And it was an epic show and epic mosh pit. And, Pat attempted the circle pit and he
fell in the first 30 seconds.
That's why you said attempted, right?
I got in there and I ran into a few friends of mine in the circle pit and just had a blast. And Pat's like, fuck it, I'm getting in on this. And he went down.
30 seconds.
So that was an epic show. That was like, I want shows like that again. Like I need them.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It was certainly a rotten way to find out you can't run, eh? I've gone down face first in pits. I actually got pulled into a mosh pit while I had my 6-year-old in my arms at Slipknot. Yeah, we were on the lawn for Slipknot, and I'll call him an asshole for lack of a better word, grabbed me by the back of my shoulders and pulled me into this pit. And I had my 6-year-old daughter in my arms because her favorite band is Slipknot. And
nice.
These two houses physically picked me up and pulled me out of this pit and put us in front of the stairwell and put my daughter on a garbage can, and then they barricaded us for the rest of the night, and we watched Slipknot for the rest of the night worry-free.
Perfect.
So
perfect.
Yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, I agree. I want those kinds of mosh pits back too, and I think there's a lot of us that are ready for them. We're like, I want one now, and yeah, exactly. I'm not concerned about bumping into people or being too close, or
as soon as I'm fully vaxxed, it's like I'm in it now.
We're all up to one vaccination so far. I don't know. None of us have two. I think they're coming soon. So
yeah.
Well, hopefully, Canada opens back up properly soon, for lack of a better word. I don't want to say normally because there's what's normal that's left, right?
Exactly.
But hopefully it'll open up properly. Pardon?
There'll be a new normal.
Ugh.
Well, for us, honestly, it's just touring. Like it's very important. Like for this album that we're working on, it's very important for us to get out into the world,
right?
And personally get out into the world. And right when we had a couple of tours we were ready to do right when COVID hit, and then now this whole time we've been kind of gearing up to say, okay, when we're finally able to hit the road again,
right?
Let's really do it. And I just want to go everywhere, So I mean, I think we're all on that. We're definitely all on that same page.
But the world may be different now because the live music has been taken away and everybody's so much hungrier for it. Maybe they'll appreciate it more.
Same time.
Hopefully it'll be a different world in that sense where there'll be a lot more demand for bands and live music and things like that, which is what I'm hoping for anyways.
Well, Alex had some contacts for for some situations in Dubai and India and whatnot, and we're trying to hook that up for next year. And,
amazing.
Just those parts of the world right now are a little bit a little bit icky. So, we're just hoping that things get there.
Oh no, it'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things are going to go back to somehow normal soon, right?
Yeah.
So that's the plan for next year, right? So,
whatever normal is.
Yeah, well, it's just going to take some time. People are going to have to get used to being out and about again, and get used to the fact that once the vaccination comes out, and there are going to be people that don't have to wear masks and stuff like that. People are really going to have to be able to adjust. But I think once that adjustment happens, we will be able to find that common balance of comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to take us some time, but I think we will be right back to it. And I think you're right, Pat, about the demand for live music being larger than ever before. There's a lot of bands that are sitting on the edge of their seats that have been working and getting better and getting tighter and I can imagine what it's going to be like, especially for bands like you guys who are working on stuff and just waiting to get back on stage.
we're basically working towards a 2022 blitz. You know,
Right.
New album, videos, just, you know, somewhat we're trying to build as much content as possible to just, you know, explode in one big sort of, you know, push. And, you know, that's kind of the business plan right now, so to speak.
Unfortunately, a lot of bands that didn't make it through it either. You know, that really couldn't financially, you know, we all work, so we're able to continue to do the music when it starts up again. But a lot of bands did not survive this, right?
No.
So
it was very.
There.
Say that again. Sorry.
It'll be interesting to see who's left when this all starts up.
Yeah.
Who's not.
I just saw a advertisement for Hellfest. What Hellfest is going to be next year. Oh my God! It looks like the most amazing, like, epic sort of concert or festival I've ever seen. Like, I want to go.
I'm putting in for press in every possible way, shape, form that I can. I want to be there so bad.
It looks like it's going to be absolutely epic, and you know, I would love to go to something like that again. And you know, one of the big ones around in our area too is Heavy Montreal, and you know, me and Pat have both been there. And I love it, and you know, I miss it. The last couple of years, I've missed it, and we want to play it. So you know,
there hasn't been one, so it's
excuse me. Yeah, it's been it's definitely been interesting these last couple of years. Now, I was fortunate enough to get to see you guys in 2019 at the River Bar.
Yes.
For Maiden show.
Yes.
So
technically open for Maiden. Yes.
Yes. Now, you guys were my now 10-year-olds at the time, almost 9-year-olds, first band ever.
Oh wow.
Ever.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And see, well, it's funny because like
you corrupted your.
she's kind of straight away to pop. Like, I don't admit that often, but she sings, right? So she's kind of strayed away a little bit towards the pop music, but she's got certain metal bands that she hangs on to. She likes you guys. Maiden's her favorite band. She loves Razor. I'm trying to think of who else she likes. Nirvana. She was named after Nirvana, so she loves them. You know, but she's more into the pop stuff right now. You can say it without it hurting.
Hey, you know,
music is music, but I mean, we've been a metal family for so long. It's just she's like the Marilyn Munster of our family.
Oh, gosh.
If that means anything.
Absolutely.
Like,
we get it. I get that reference. Yeah.
Mom's a tattooed metalhead, and Mom's boyfriend is the same thing, and he's in a band and stuff. And my 8-year-old now, she's heavy into Slipknot and heavy music and horror movies and stuff like that. And Melody likes her pop and her dolls and her pink music and her pink makeup. And, you know, it's really neat to see, actually.
Well,
so
we're glad
that's a great thing about music. People can that's the great thing about music is people can pick and choose the type they like. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I say all this, and I'm a huge fan of Cher, so.
I won't lie. I would go to a Pink concert in a second.
Oh,
so would I actually.
I really wanted to see Lady Gaga. Before I get
Lady Gaga, who likes Iron Maiden?
I mean, she's a fantastic artist. You know, I would love to see that live. So
yeah, I know. My boyfriend loves Justin Timberlake, and I can't figure it out. I'm like, you listen to things like Slayer and Cathartic Demise, and like that's your favorite.
Is he bringing?
Whatever. I mean, I listen to Cher. Pardon?
Is your boyfriend bringing sexy back?
I think he thinks he is.
That's a song that he sings in case anybody didn't get that reference.
We got your dad joke. We got it.
Yeah. I get to see Justin Timberlake at Starstock. So.
You know, I was just thinking, and this is kind of, I mean, almost depressing. That show you're talking about, that was actually our last show live.
Really, eh?
Our show, because shortly after that, we parted ways with our then drummer. and
Right.
then
Wow.
it took us a while to sort of to find the proper replacement, and and then the pandemic, everything like that. So that was actually our last time on a live stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Well, it was a great crowd.
It was a cool show. I mean, we were all basically
crowd.
standing on top of each other on the stage. It was like
That stage is tiny.
It was the tiniest stage for 5 big guys.
Yeah, that stage is tiny. Mia and I had seen my youngest daughter. She and I had seen Centuries of Decay open for Slipknot on the same stage, and like Derek's drum kit is as big as the stage.
Yeah.
So
we had to figure out how to like literally give ourselves like, you know, a foot by foot place to stand.
Yeah, like inches.
If Mike was in the band, then we would have been in trouble.
No, we would have been all in front on the ground, and Mike would have been on the little stage by himself. Mike's kit's pretty intense, so we actually can't wait to get out again and get that guy, get this new drummer of ours playing live.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys.
Kevin Moore says hey.
Yeah.
Hi, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin says hi. Kyla's still kicking around, which is nice. Marie is here. She's out of Montreal. She's a sweetheart. And TJ just got backstage, so I'm going to pull him in because I know he was super excited about this interview.
Sure.
And I know he had to work today, so he was a little bit backed up. So I'm going to pull him in, and then let's talk about what you guys are up to with this new album.
All right.
Sweet.
No problem.
Hi,
TJ,
guys.
what's happening, buddy?
Hey, I made it. So sorry, man.
TJ, Phear, TJ.
It's a
How's it
pleasure.
going,
I
man?
was so excited for tonight, man, and then work ran me extra late. I was like, oh, man. But thank God, huge shout out to Amanda all day. She pulled it together, fucking made everything happen today. So
Thank you.
cheers,
Yes,
guys.
I did.
Cheers, man.
So, right on. So,
I heard something about a new album. What's going on here? What did I walk into?
So we're
literally what we were just about to talk about.
we are working on new music because it was so difficult. We couldn't get together for the pandemic for a lot, but we've got 5 songs recorded, sort of, almost. I have to do vocals on one of them, but Alex is one of Alex's tunes. And we got a cover, which you guys could see now if you went to YouTube, of Narcosynthesis. I don't know if you've seen that. It's an
I watched it today.
That will be on the album.
Maybe on the album, yeah.
So we literally had our first rehearsal previous Thursday as a band. We got together, and it was more of a let's just play and have fun and make noise and set up our in-ears and everything like that to try and get the dust off. But we will start to get in regular now. We'll do probably about 5 more songs. I would guess 10-song album. And Alex has already started working with an artist on artwork, and we'll just rip through that now. That's our main priority, to make a big giant splash in 2022. As Bosch said earlier, and I mean, the new stuff is, well, we now have Mike Harshaw on drums. I don't know if you're familiar with Mike. Mike is like,
yes,
certainly
I know all your guys' work, actually.
We've gotten, I would say that it's still Phear. It still sounds like Phear. I sing like me, so my voice is still there. It sounds like that. But it's a much more heavier version of Phear. You talk about Slipknot is also one of my favorite bands. No, I'm not. There's not a lot of that stuff, but the band has gotten, I'd say, more technical, progressive, and just heavier. This is my opinion, by the way.
Absolutely.
The band is heavier because we increased the talent in the band with Mike first on drums. Then and before that, we added Alex on guitar. So with Alex and Pat, we have like 2 John Petrucci's in the band. So yes, the solos are great, but if you listen to the rhythms and the intricate rhythms and just the way it's put together, and then we added Mike's drums, and I'm like, even when I listen to the songs that we recorded a while ago, I still shake my head and I can't believe that this is where Phear has come so far, and it's only going to keep going.
Well, even to hear it and the technical side of it. A lot of bands, you pick it out real quick. Okay, bam, 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 bam. Hey, you guys are a lot more trickier to listen to and just grab your shit and fucking do it. Like, you guys have nailed your sound 100%. Like,
we have a sound, we have a brand, we have a sound.
Yes.
We have Phear, and a lot of it are the sounds we all choose. The voice that I sing with. I mean, I've done some other things on this album whereas I'm singing in a more, where I'll use a more guttural voice, a little raspy. We add, of course, Bosch is adding death vocals to a few songs and along the way. Stuff like that.
I did that.
My 10-year-old can do that.
A little preview for you there.
Thank you.
The guitar solos, the technical, and plus we've upped our sounds, we've upped our gear, we up our recording, and every time, that's the idea, is every time you build you do an album, you want to try and do better than you did on the last one. And our last one was live, and we did this, I think, incredible version of Iron Maiden's "Rime of the Ancient Mariner." And
I would agree.
A hard one, but you know,
we had fun with that one.
We did Narcosynthesis, and like who knows Nevermore, like it really, we had to heavy it up a little bit to do the Nevermore, but we love it. Like, plus we're using 7 strings. We've always used 7 strings. We're going to stay at that.
Yeah.
That
was kind of my next question was for the guitar player,
Alex.
Like
Area.
7 strings. Have you always played on 7 or?
Oh yeah, I've been playing 7 strings for the past, I would say, almost 18 years.
Yeah, I have.
It was like John Petrucci, like back in the day when when Awake came out, and then he started using 7 strings. And that was the time when a lot of the shredders were getting into the 7 string stuff, and I was just like, well, I have to get into 7 strings. So that's when I went in. I was on 95, 96, like. We got into the 7 string side, and I just couldn't turn back. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things.
The guitar duo we have right now with Alex and Pat Rogers, I mean, is fantastic. I mean, these guys blend. I mean, you haven't heard it yet, but I mean, the solos they're creating on the new material, like, we just let them go and do their thing, and they work together and they create these solo sections. And I mean, I'm hearing it going, Jesus, like, it's such a great, they have their own unique styles, but man, it blends so well together. Like Alex has a very kind of death metal background, shred kind of background. Pat is very influenced by kind of thrash, Dimebag, kind of style. And man, it's just great. I mean, I can't wait for everyone to hear it. Like, it's just, it's good. It's amazing.
You won't say anything, but the bass playing got a lot better too.
Bass playing is always awesome.
He actually worked his ass off for this.
Mike Harshaw, their drummer, actually made me create better parts for this album, because I heard what he did to songs we previously had demoed, and he just made them all new songs, and I just went, holy crap, I got to rethink the whole bass now, because Mike was doing things that I just was blown away by, and I wanted to accent all of that. And I had an amazing time just rewriting parts to play with Mike. And, we instantly meshed as a great rhythm team. So, fantastic. Yeah.
No, you really feel it, like, from the other stuff that you have released together. It's good. It's fucking phenomenal, man. Like, I'm almost speechless. Like, I can't believe I'm sitting here talking to you guys tonight. You know what I mean? Like,
you're very kind. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I much appreciated.
Now, I do have a question. Obviously, you're a map lover, maybe.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Right? How long have you studied the globe? Had world maps, been interested in that. Well, I'm a huge map collector. I have shit from old days. I have newer stuff. Like, we could go on for hours.
I'm actually at my girlfriend's, where we work together, and she owns this company. And this is a map of the world because she owns Hides in Hand. We make moccasins and mittens and fun stuff. It's where I've worked through. Anyways, hidesinhands.com if you're checking it out. Anyways, Teresa's my girlfriend. So we sell pretty much all over the world. So she has a map of the world because we get orders from Slovenia, and we get orders from lots from California, and then we get stuff from Hong Kong, and
wow.
literally, a little plug for my girlfriend there. So,
oh no, we need a big plug for her. When did you guys start this?
Pardon
or
me?
when did she start this?
Teresa's been doing Hides and Hands for 25 years.
What?
So
next guest on the show.
After this is done, go to hidesandhands.com and see the lovely things she makes. It's incredible. She's
absolutely
she's more creative than I am. I'm a musician.
Send us a link and we'll put it in the title.
Yeah, we'll put her on the Boneyard page. What a great 100%. Unexpected plug. That's awesome.
All you got to do is ask a dumb question about a map, and here we are.
I don't even know where I am right now. I mean,
she makes those really cool clothes I wear when I'm playing live.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We have a contact for leather, so.
Yeah. So I also kind of heard, I know I'm late to the party, but you guys haven't been able to jam for a bit given the circumstances and stuff, but yet you're still creating this awesome content, you know what I mean, for music. So how have you taken that step to become even still on the relevant in that sense?
Have you seen the guys in their band, TJ?
I know, but you've got
all of us work really well together, and we also work really well independently because Alex writes a lot of his own stuff on his own. I also write the same way. So, you know, we've all been able to create new material on our own, like in a demo sense, like, you know, the bare bones of songs and whatnot. And then when we do have the chance, like, you know, we'll email it to each other and say, here's an idea, whatever. I mean, I've got like, you know, a file folder on my computer like this long of all of our demo ideas, you know. And then, you know, then we get to, when we have the chance, we get together and work on it. And literally with Mike, we just send him a song and, hey, like, put some parts together for the drums. And, you know, once we're finally able to get together, we build it from there. But I mean,
it's already 90% complete in that sense. And then the 10% is having a few beers and fucking actually playing together. Then
yes, absolutely. Well, yeah, more than 10%.
That's where
the real
well, obviously, you guys are definitely a live band for the videos I've seen that you guys play live and stuff. Like, I can't wait. So
you haven't seen anything yet.
I'm a little ignorant on where you guys are from, though. Whereabouts are you guys out of?
I guess we're
Saga band.
We're local boys.
Mike lives out in Stony Creek.
What? I kind of fucking my old stomping ground, Stony Creek, Port Hope, or Mount Hope, or whatever they call it, right?
They're pretty much right in between you and I, TJ. TJ's out in Barrie, and I'm in Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm from all over, really. So I've lived here and there, a couple states, well, a lot of states, right? A fair bit across Ontario here too, right? So I never know where any band's coming from, you know. You never know.
Local boys.
Fucking local.
Yeah.
That's
I had read an article a little while ago about you guys putting this album together. Yeah. What? Sorry, TJ, I'm talking right over you.
No, that just means in a couple weeks we can do a barbecue and do a live show together in that sense. Like when we're able to get together,
listen,
we come right
I'm ready to play a show. If your grandma wants to put us in her backyard, we'll do a show. You know, I don't care. I'm ready to play live.
I heard that louder than you said it. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's for Kevin Moore. He's, you know.
Kevin's our super fan. He's at every single show we do, every interview we have. He's right here.
That guy's our top fan. He's right up there, man. Number one.
Yeah, Kevin and Sarah are our two top fans. They're here for every show.
Since he's a top fan and he has like his own artwork and jewelry and stuff he makes, he's on the show, I think, next week.
The 28th.
28th. I was like, fucking come on the show, man. You're always here. Like,
very, very
not? Right.
So, I know that the last article I had read John Asher's article, who we actually had on the show last week. He did a great write-up on you guys. He says that you guys don't have a release date yet. Now, has that changed from when he wrote that article till now? Do you guys have an idea of when we get to hear all this fun stuff you keep bragging about but don't let us listen to?
I keep asking the same question. I want to know when it comes out.
Okay, so here's the situation. We had a 2-year agreement. We actually had a 1-year agreement with RFL Records. We were signed to RFL Records. Our agreement ran out. They want to sign us again, but we said, why waste time why waste time signing a deal when nothing's going on? That wastes time, right?
Right.
So when we actually finish what we do, because we do it all ourselves first,
right,
we will shop around for a record deal, right? The best deal that helps us get out. Because to be honest with you, we need to have exposure in the world, and we need to play. And we need to play not just in Canada. We need to play in Europe. We need to play overseas. We need to play States. We need to play. That's how bands get guerrilla market. Right?
Yes.
That's what happens.
100%.
So whatever options we may have, and we may not get any, but whatever options we have after we record, that's what we'll do. So we really don't have a release date for anything, because we want to give everything to John, who you just want to say, here you go. Go do something.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. We had him on last week.
I know it sounds simple. I simplified it a whole bunch there, but the idea
the guy's amazing.
It's a simple plan. I mean, like, we're creating a new album. We're creating we're going to shoot a couple videos for these new songs.
We're going to give you a ton of content.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of content. And we're just going to, we decided we want to take our time for literally almost this entire year of 2021 and create the best album we can. And with no time limits, just make literally the best Phear album that that we can possibly make. And,
although Alex is always, come on guys, when are we doing this? Alex, we can't get together. You have to wait.
Alex gets impatient.
Alex wants it now. He's like, and it's great. I love that attitude. Alex would bleed Phear green if you cut him. So,
instant gratification.
And that's what you need, right? Like, and
go ahead.
And don't worry, if no one's going to offer us the deal we want, we're still going to do it ourselves. We're still going to play, and we're still going to come out, and it's going to be bigger and better than it ever was. It's going to be louder, and we've all invested in more equipment for our sounds. We have better players in the band, and I cannot wait to perform for people. I can't wait.
No, right.
I can't wait.
No different than Amanda and I doing this. Like, we just do it for passion, man. You know what I mean? Like,
you have to, especially bands right now. I mean, you have to love it, or else
anybody needs the help now because of this fucking COVID bullshit is bands in the music industry, man. Like,
the industry got hit pretty hard, man.
Basically, almost 2 years you guys couldn't play.
Yeah.
And the whole entertainment industry has suffered.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Alex works in the
jobs.
Alex works in the audiovisual field, and I know his
in this field for like 20 something odd years, and then boom, for 14 months I sat at home, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Songs for Phear.
Right before I joined the band, so I'm a session musician, so I was traveling. I traveled to Europe. Got hired by death metal bands.
Yeah.
So we were this massive tour with Nader Sadek and with different musicians, like guys from Benighted, guys from Aborted, guys from Nile, and I'm like, I was playing with all those musicians, and then boom, everything shut down. Like we were gonna go do this massive tour. I was in Portugal. I was gonna do Spain, France, Italy, England. I went to Portugal and came back, ran back, and then shut down. You know what I mean? So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're hungry, and I'm so like the Phear is Phear. Phear is always going to be Phear, but the new Phear, like you guys heard the older stuff. It's a completely different animal.
Even tighter, even
me and member
more.
in the band working really hard. This album is going to be. We want to push it as much as we can, and we're going to do what we can to push this so we can go further. Not only in Canada, we just want to be like an international from Canada. And John Asher is involved with us. Asher is one of my really close friends. And
he's an awesome dude, man. I like
PR person here. Yeah, I've worked with John for years. Like when we started John Asher Media.
I'm open to meet up with him next weekend for a barbecue. Dead Man's Prophecies in the finals for the Montreal Metal Off for the online shit, right? And they play on the 25th, and I can't make it because the people that are coming with me, they're working afternoons, so they don't even get off work till like Friday at midnight or whatever the shit is. So we're going down to the 26th to have the big barbecue with them and stuff. So we'll be covering that here live in the Boneyard as well, right? But I think I'm picking up John Asher on the way. I'm pretty sure. I'm just waiting to hear back from him, make sure he's cool to go with us and stuff, right? So.
Awesome.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah,
he's a great guy. I didn't know we were interviewing him until I jumped in the
didn't
stream.
tell
I
her
was
at
like, oh, we're interviewing John Asher. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well, him and I have been working behind the scenes together, like, because he knows where I'm coming from,
He's
an
a great
up-and-comer, you know what I mean? And then we've just been emailing each other back and forth, and he sent us a few bands and stuff, right? And so I was like, fuck it, let's have you on the show, bud. Like, you're part of the show now, you know what I mean? Like,
he's big PR in Canada for sure, and big PR.
Oh, yeah.
PR.
Yeah.
He's got quite a reputation. I heard before you ever met him, and then he's certainly got a very good reputation in this business for sure.
Oh yeah, his personality walks in the room before he does, and it's certainly a positive thing. He's a great guy.
Well, it's kind of why I didn't tell you, because I know you know the legend of John Asher. So I was like, I can't tell her fanboy, or I'll get a fanboy tomorrow with Helen, and I'll tell you that right now. 7 a.m., baby. I'm getting up
Not
early.
This guy.
She's coming all the way from Athens, right? So
on top of this album and Phear, like, you guys all have extensive, crazy musical backgrounds. Are you guys all still working on other projects as well as Phear, or are you guys putting everything into this until this album is done?
Who wants to do that first?
I mean, I'm not really doing much anything other than Phear. I haven't really been. I mean, I've been in lots of bands over the years, but I usually kind of focus on one band at a time.
Right.
I really do a lot of projects. Because honestly, like, it's too exhausting to be in. I've just been focusing my energy on Phear, and of course, like, you know, I write my own songs here and there, but like, I personally don't really have any side projects on the go.
Alex?
Yeah, Alex.
So I do have my own project on just more instrumental guitar stuff, like shred stuff that I do, which is funny enough that Bosch plays bass on it and Mike Harsha plays drums on it. So
it just happened that those guys are in Phear now. So.
You know what I mean? It's all crazy, but I'm actually putting more energy. My energy right now. First priority is Phear. You know, so I'm in the studio with the same producer and stuff like that. But I kind of put myself my stuff, which is on the pause, because I just want to push the Phear stuff first. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Right on.
And the other two guys have other projects too. I mean, Mike, being a drummer, he's already in 18 bands, you know, like every other drummer. Kyle Rogers has a couple projects that he's always sort of on the go. But honestly, it doesn't really take away from our
dynamic of a band.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Phear is I have a couple covers on the go. They're half done. I have a Rush cover that I'm going to do.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I have the drummer from Washboard Union. If you're any country fans out there, he's quite a rock drummer too. And I also have the bass player from Rain Johnson and Corey Marks, another couple country bands. And they're brothers, they're twins. And then I have I'm doing a Queen song, and I've got local boy, even though he's lived in LA for the last 20 years, Randy Cook on drums. Randy plays for Smash Mouth, played for the
Smash Mouth.
Lizzie Borg. He played for everybody. Randy's he's like the drummer up in LA. So we're gonna they're on the back burner until Phear is done, and then I'll get back and I'll get those two covers done.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of feedback coming in from somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear that. I can hear my voice echoing. It's like being on stage with that echo in my voice.
Only it's not on purpose this time.
No.
There we go. So, okay, we're coming up on our hour. Oh, go ahead, TJ, before we come up on our hour.
We don't want to let them go. They still have stuff to say, but we have Let It Rot all the way from Michigan waiting backstage. You guys mind if we bring them in with you guys? Or
no problem.
They're a pretty fucking fantastic band too, right? So
what's the name?
Okay, hang on. Before we bring in Let It Rot, I have one more question for you guys. This way, because we ask this question to everybody, and we want to make sure that if there's anything we're missing, it gets put on the table. So we've covered a lot tonight. Is there anything that we're missing that you guys want to talk about?
The only thing I would say is, we have, we try to keep our social media game going pretty good. We have a pretty extensive website. Everything, we have a web store as well. So we have merch that we sell through our own website. So if anyone wants any merch, our website is www.phearband.com. You can go there. You go to the web store. All our videos are there. There's all kinds of fun photo albums from video shoots and shows, and we have a photo album just for funny, stupid photos that we want to throw in there. And soon I'll have a new album put up from our recording sessions. And basically our website is pretty. Our web guy did it. Dan Mitchell from Not Falling Studios does an amazing job on it, and that's kind of the only thing I would like to plug at the moment. I don't know, Pat, Alex, can you get anything else?
Well, I can say thank you to Sarah. She said complimentary on the chat side, so thank you, Sarah. That's very nice. Again, we do our own social media, so if anybody has any questions for us or anything like that, we answer it.
I have one more question. Next month, we're doing a band mashup. Tonight just kind of happened to kind of be the same thing, but we would love to have you back next month with another band and kind of have everyone together and kind of collaborate and shoot the shit.
Anytime.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Alex, is there anything else that you want to put on the table before we bring in Let It Rot?
You know what? Honestly, you guys, I just want to say thank you so much for having us here. Especially during the COVID, we're doing this, and thank you for giving us an opportunity to come online and talk about what we're doing right now. And I just can't wait to share our new stuff. And believe me, it's.
I was so excited for it.
I am too, man.
Next time we'll try and get the other two guys. Pat Rogers does amazing cartoon impressions, so he would be fun to have on.
Yeah, we'll definitely reschedule where all of us can be on. And I'm really sorry that this was already a reschedule. I was excited a couple of weeks ago.
It's a night of
rescheduling.
Yeah,
right. That's how it goes.
So
we all have lives, though. We all work fucking jobs. You know what I mean? So sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. And you just got to roll with the punches, right? So.
Yep. Speaking of rolling with the punches, let's bring these boys in.
I'm bringing them in, baby.
Right on.
Bam.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me good?
Brandon.
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
Hi,
guys.
Welcome to the party.
Can everybody hear me? Am I able to be heard?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Hear you.
Yep. Yeah, awesome. All right. Well,
So,
above us is Phear, and below us is Let It Rot. So, do
Let's
you
start
guys
with
want
AJ.
to introduce yourselves as in the other side, TJ?
AJ
Do you
here.
guys want to introduce yourselves?
The issue
Formally
is
tell us who
injuries.
the band is and how you got together.
So it looks like AJ's frozen, but
No, I just don't move a lot.
well, we can hear you. Where should I start? The band's kind of had a pretty strange start, to be honest. It started in like 2017 with former guitarist RJ Lambright and me, and we were just messing around. I just bought some of this recording stuff and was messing around with it, and we put together some songs and realized we kind of had something cool and tried to find some people to play with. And over the next 3-4 years, some people left and some others joined, and we're still killing it today.
The gist.
Nice. Right on. Where are you? Okay, so obviously TJ and I have done our homework, but for the people who haven't and don't know who you guys are, where are you guys out of?
Lansing, Michigan.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just across the pond, man. Not even the pond, it's just across the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too far.
So
cool.
I see that you guys are releasing, is it an album or is it a new single that's coming out?
We're gonna be doing another single before trying to finish our album. It's gonna be called Dreamer.
Okay.
I wrote it about a dog I had that passed away, and I kind of wanted to make that about her. And yeah, that's gonna be like our last single before we try and push out a full album.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So, when did you guys get together? When you had explained
about 2017 is when everything started. But when would you say we when we met you, AJ?
I've probably been in almost 2 years now. So a little late 2019.
Yeah.
And then had a pretty strong year, and then the pandemic happened. That's when a lot of bands even around this area started just do it.
Right on.
No, I've noticed that with bands, a lot of them disappeared now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that sense, they didn't Phear. They were talking about being completely independent as well. You guys are pretty well independent on the same hand, are you not? Or
yeah, very. I think me and a lot of the funding comes from me and Brandon here.
Yeah. So you guys do all your recording and all that?
Yeah, we do everything in house.
And Dominic, who's not here right now, he's the guy that makes everything sound real good.
Oh, the remaster.
So tell me about the spaghetti in the Xerox machine, please.
Say that again?
Tell me about the spaghetti in the Xerox machine, please.
I want to hear that.
Yeah.
I think that.
This new
hold on,
song?
this leads into another story.
Is this an instrument?
Are we talking about? Are you referring to me harassing CJ McMahon about disrespecting my mother's spaghetti?
Yes.
I think I am. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm able to communicate with CJ McMahon very, very, very lightly through Facebook, and sometimes he'll do vocal lessons. And if he's in your town, you just message him and say, "Hey, I want to do some vocal lessons," and you'll get in contact with his manager. Blah blah blah. I went and did all that, and sometimes I'll send him my music, and he never really replies. So when he ignores me, I'll send him pictures of spaghetti and goofy memes and say, "Why, CJ? Why must you disrespect my mother's spaghetti?"
That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, but you guys aren't looking at the picture.
No, right? She's checking it out now.
It's you know what? I'm gonna try and load it up on Restream so that you guys can see this, because it's quite interesting. So do you guys have a lot of goofing off and stuff like that in the band? Are you guys more of a play and hang out type of band, or do you guys spend most of your time just being technical? I see a bass.
Are you Phear, or who are you asking this question of?
No, I was asking Let It Rot, and then I saw Boss bring out his bass.
Oh, I'm just plucking away.
It was just an look a squirrel moment. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just plucking away.
I think we joke around an awful lot, especially between me and Bernard. It's all jokes and shit for a minute, and then AJ will usually have to turn around and be the dad and say, hey, we're doing something. We gotta do that.
not too much though.
Right on.
It stops being fun if it's all business.
You should see the band chat sometimes. The memes get out of hand.
It's usually how it happens, eh? It's supposed to be something something for you guys to have all your serious stuff and put all your files and stuff. And yeah, I know TJ and I get out of control with the memes.
I would never
sometimes.
want anyone to see
yeah.
it released into the public. Yeah, I would never want that to be released.
So
That's
we
why
don't do that.
we actually have a website for that kind of stuff right here, baby. As soon as I find it, boom, here it is. Me only.
Oh, only me.
Only me. I don't even know the website.
That's funny. That's kind of cool. Only me.
Yeah, only you can see the videos of you.
Craziness.
So, now that the world's opening up, this goes to both bands and stuff. What are you guys? Obviously, the live shows and stuff, though. But where do you want to play the most? Like the fucking Death Star is one of our answers we've had before. You know what I mean? So, but like Coliseum, you know, it's not even a place anymore. But
I think I got a cool one. I think it's always been one of my biggest dreams and goals, and ridiculous ones too, is like I want to be so big and so cool that I could just rent out Cooley Law School Stadium, you know, the Lugnut Stadium in downtown Lansing, and we'll play the Lugnut Stadium. Why not?
Just rent it out and play for everybody. Eh?
Right. Like, I mean, how much money could that take? You know, 20 grand.
Yeah.
You know?
Right on. AJ, what about you?
I'll find out for you. I'm pretty good at research and shit.
Honestly, I've always wanted to go to Tokyo, so that's been fairly big for me.
Right on. And what about you guys?
I've always wanted to play the Wacken Festival, personally. I mean, these guys, Pat has had, I know, Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah. Three people in our band have played the Wacken Festival.
Yeah, I haven't. I want to play it. I would love to play Heavy Montreal.
It's
not pronounced Wacken.
No.
No.
And don't do that when you go there.
No.
Okay, like you got three heads.
I'm with you on that one, man.
More than anything, like when we see our streaming reports, we see things like, you know, we have we'll see like a lot of streams in places like, you know, Japan or Russia, and really I just want to go to those places. You know, I just want to go where people are hearing our music the most,
right?
And just bring it to them in person. And that's just my dream, you know.
The analytics, yes, we have Canada and we have some in the States, but analytics to the Netherlands are good for us.
Right.
So we base it on the analytics that you can get off your social media and stuff like that. But Europe's a better target for a metal band, I would say. Maybe
it's true. Like Finland, Germany, right? Like
they
just have loyal fans that
they're just loyal metal fans.
Walking are there, right?
Like pop music, as big as it is in North America, it's still big overseas. Don't kid yourself; it is very big overseas. But there's a lot of business because the cultures change and everything changes within 10 minutes of each other on a train ride. All of a sudden, you're speaking language and you're a completely different spot, and that has a metal group in it, a core or a community that's much bigger than we have here. You know, it's very much an underground community in North America, but it's not over there. Like I was walking through Spain a few years back, and I'm like, it's like so many Iron Maiden shirts, and I I was just there. I didn't know. Apparently, Iron Maiden was playing that night. You know, I was just like everybody in Spain had an Iron Maiden shirt on all of a sudden. So it's Europe would be a place I would like.
The European festival circuit honestly would be amazing. Yeah.
Europe seems to love its metal. Like they eat that shit up, man.
Absolutely.
It's funny in Europe too, but they're a very serious crowd. Every time when I played festivals there, they look like they just stand there and just watch. It's not like they North America, right? They're very serious, but that's what they're actually enjoying the video. Like, you know, a lot of bands when I played there, they were like a lot of the North American bands. They were kind of like getting offended. Like, what's going on? They're just they're just watching us. I'm like, you know what? That's how Europe is. They just stand and watch and they like it. You know?
Yeah,
That's how
they love their metal.
I don't care as long as they buy our merch after the show. Let's go. It's all good.
Down in Michigan, there for you guys, like what's the local
North American band? Like it's one of those things. They love North American bands. It's just the same thing. Like so, when you go to Europe, we really appreciate it because they love American bands and love Canadian bands. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, you were saying, Alex, that you've played all over the world, eh? Like you've played in Portugal and so where's your favorite place to play?
Honestly, I love Netherlands, Germany. Germany's great. Netherlands, Portugal was amazing. We were treated like we played with Akrikaki, which is like a very very famous British avant-garde black and death metal band. And, and we were headlining and they were co-headlining as well. So it was crazy. Like it was packed. Like we were in Portugal, like in Lisbon, and we were supposed to play Lisbon, Porto, then go to Spain. Those crowds, they go crazy. Like I'm talking about going a little bit more eastern, like in Europe. Like even if you go to East Europe, it's crazy over there as far as metal shows. Like if you go to Poland, Czech Republic, Ukraine, and all those places are just insane as far as metal is concerned. They go nuts over there, and the shows are just crazy, right? Even in Spain and France, those areas it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Dominic is here.
Yes, we just brought him in. No warning, no nothing. Here he is.
Here.
So,
welcome, Dom.
For Let It Rot, like you guys there in Michigan, you guys are just across the border. But what's the scene like there right now for your music? Like, do you guys got pretty loyal like crowds that just come just because it's music and shit, or?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They obviously it dwindled down, with the pandemic and everything like that.
Yeah,
but it's slowly but surely coming alive. Speak of one right there.
Mm-hmm.
See Preston.
Yeah, we had seen that New York State had opened up, and with me being in Niagara Falls, Canada, we still don't get the same privileges as the States. We just get to watch you guys from the border get to open up.
That has to be entertaining in itself.
See, here's the thing. Fireworks are let off in the sky, so we get to see them too. But it's not the same. But it looks like you guys seem to be slowly getting there. I know that you guys are all, like every single state is governed different. What's Michigan like? Like, are you guys doing okay, or as far as getting ready to open up, or are you open already? Or
honestly, I would say that we're pretty much 100% opened.
Yeah.
As far as I know, we still can't cross over like into Canada.
No,
borders are closed till end of July. No, longer. End of July.
Yeah.
End of July now?
July 21st or something like that. 24th.
Ooh.
Is that when the borders are opening?
Yeah, I think so. Well, that's what they said today. So.
Yeah, because our mask mandate is completely gone on July 1st.
Is it, Canada Day?
Yeah. Nobody even wears them now since they opened up everything with like proof of vaccinations and things like that.
Yeah, right.
Proof of vaccination.
Well, not that you don't.
No one really shows it. You just walk without a mask.
You just walk into a store without a mask. Yeah, everybody just assumes. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like we care, but we don't care.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I mean, like I was saying earlier when I was talking about it with Phear, it's just, I feel like everybody's just done. Everybody's set up. Everybody's been doing their part for a long time, and we're all still here, and we're all still doing okay, as it seems. There has been some unfortunate moments. There's, we have lost some people and stuff. But I don't know. It's just been weird to me to shut every single thing down for this now that we have more education. In the beginning, I get it totally. But now we have more education. Vaccines are out. People are doing their part and wearing masks and stuff like that. Like, I mean, I want to go to work. you know?
Yeah.
I miss being behind the bar.
That was kind of it really wasn't that big of a question for me to, get vaccinated. I've got one of two. And the rest of the band, they're completely vaccinated. Like if that's a speed bump that we have to go just so we can get out and play shows and see fans and communicate with people. Like, I think all of us, and I'll speak for all of us right here,
same boat.
I'll gladly do it.
Yeah, we're kind of overbooked.
We're all one shot. We're waiting for a second.
All one, yeah. I'm waiting on my.
Waiting for a second.
We're all number one right here.
Because like where I am, it's a small little town, so like everyone else was fucking go first, and then now that I've got my first one booked, I just gotta wait. Now that everyone else has got theirs, my second shot will be within 2 weeks anyway. So it's not like I'm gonna have to wait a month or two like everyone else when it all first started, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if we got to travel, that's what we got to do to fucking earn our living, man. Like, as musicians, this goes out to everybody. Feel free to answer this. That's got to be fucking hard. This is how we make our money, man. Like, have 2 years off? How the fuck do we do that? You know what I mean? Like, how are we still here as bandmates and friends, fucking making music? And how to.
Well, I told you we all work too, right?
Yeah.
We have jobs. So we were lucky. Well, Alex actually wasn't as lucky because Alex was off. He's in the entertainment business. But the rest of us were able to maintain our jobs through this whole thing, right?
I had one of the only industries that actually thrived during COVID. I do, commercial photography for, so like places like Walmart, needed to, or retail companies in general needed to up their e-com game. So they focused on your website, and bang, the next thing you know, I got tons of work. So it was an interesting dynamic. I still went to work every single day. So
yeah, I was only off 10 days, and then they deemed us essential, and fuck, we were back to work, man. Like,
thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Hi, Christina. I see you saying hi there.
Yeah, got to give a big shout out to her. She's actually on the show tomorrow night.
Is it tomorrow night? I'm not sure. I can't open the calendar because it's on the phone that I'm using. So I completely lost my sound for a second. I had to reload the page.
She's on the 27th, so she's next week.
Okay.
Well, Preston said you guys are playing next Saturday.
Yeah, at the Music Factory in Battle Creek.
That's awesome.
You're already playing live. Awesome.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of jealousy in there, Pat.
We already got to play one backyard show that was pretty fun, and we tried to go play in our city's park, but that got rained out.
Yeah. Oh, of course, the weather. The one time you can play and it fucking rains.
Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't gonna. It was storming. It was
it was pretty epic for the first band.
Think of Lieutenant Dan sitting in that bucket during the hurricane.
Yeah. Christina's the 26th.
It's the 26th. Yes.
Yeah, 27th. She says.
It is the 26th.
Oh, the 27th.
100%.
Yeah. Corrected.
It's a Saturday.
Oh.
Yeah.
What'd she say? No. Oh, okay. Replying to a different thing. But actually, the jobs we did today in the last couple of days that held me up on every fucking show I tried to do this week was a dude, we call him Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah. He's a good dude, though. Like, he'll buy you pizza at lunch because you work late, the next day, and bring you water. But still, man, it's fucking Saturday, man. I didn't get home until halfway through Phear's interview. You know what I mean? That's retarded. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Brutal. So, when did you guys start playing again over in the States? Like, is this a recent thing for you, or yeah?
Yep.
Now, did you guys play before the pandemic started? Like, you guys got together in 2017. Were you playing live right away?
Dominic wasn't in the band yet, so Dominic joined like mid-pandemic because some folks had left the band, and before that, yeah, we played a lot of shows, mostly all in Michigan, and they were just all some pretty homegrown shows, especially at like our own local bars, which rest in peace, both of them are gone.
Yeah, we don't have a single local venue in Lansing right now.
We don't have one in Niagara Falls right now either, so I can identify with you.
They kind of took that from us, but yeah, we used to play all the time in our area, and every few months we'd have a great turnout, and a lot of people would come out and have a rowdy time, and we'd make a couple bucks.
Right on. That's awesome.
What?
Made money? Oh man!
We love to sell T-shirts.
You broke up. It sounded like you said you brought money. I must have heard that wrong.
we have a couple of boring salesmen.
That's funny.
We do all right.
I'm really glad that this is working out. Originally, it was supposed to be 3 back-to-back, and it actually turned out to just be 2. So it's kind of nice that this is happening. I like how everybody's meshing really well. Because up above us, you guys are like thrash power metal, right? And then Let It Rot. What do you guys classify yourselves as?
Hardcore.
What would you guys say, AJ and Dom? I would say deathcore.
Yeah.
Deathcore.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got quite the interesting mix on the show tonight.
That's all metal.
Yes, I agree with that.
Exactly.
We're all family.
Yeah, we are. We're all family in the end.
You guys have 2 vocalists, pretty much, no?
Yep.
How do you guys deal with that? Because I hear the one guy's a little bit higher, poof, and then you have your screamer. You know what I mean? And it meshes really well, I've got to say. But how do you guys incorporate all that into what you guys do, right?
We just figure out like the right moments in the song that like call for it, So it kind of, the song tells you, or at least like for me when I'm trying to think of the song as a listener, like what I would most enjoy out of certain moments of the song. It's like, okay, should we put screams here or cleans or both? Mm-hmm. And so we just like take it step by step with each song that we work on. It's like, okay, where's the right moment for it? And then we just go with our gut.
No, it fits in really well. Like you guys make it flow. Some bands don't do that though. They just scream and then sing and scream and sing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys seem to overlay it and overlap it, and it works out very well, man.
Yeah. The music just called for it, And I really like how it came out, like for all the songs that we've added cleans to.
Yeah, Andrew's doing a very good job.
Yeah, he's a little too hard on himself sometimes.
Yeah.
You see that, Andrew? You gotta stop. People think you're cool.
Yeah. You do good, sonny boy. You do good.
I know he's watching.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's over there. He said he's in the chat. He's saying that he's blushing.
Hey.
He's blushing now.
Oh, who's in the background? Hang on, we've got another.
That's going to be another singer.
Burn.
Oh,
Burn got in.
Hey, how's it going? My camera is currently out of commission, so I'm limited to audio right now.
So you just get that wonderful picture of him in a frog hat.
Oh yeah.
This is what you should get,
In a nutshell, if you wanted anybody to describe himself, that picture, that's Burn.
Yeah. Burn in a nutshell.
That's all you need to know.
That describes him perfectly.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree.
I want to know from all of you guys, what was the band or the song that turned you guys into metalheads? Why don't we stop? Start in the top.
I will be right back.
Corner. Wow. Okay.
All right.
We'll start in the top corner with Bosch and work our way around.
Okay, the song, song
or band. What was it that you were like, fuck, this is it, I'm a metalhead?
I have a very specific answer to this. So I started getting into just rock, like, you know, when I was a kid, like more like Bon Jovi and that kind of thing. The first real metal song I heard was Fight Fire with Fire from Metallica. Somebody played, it's like, dude, you gotta hear this. It was like a 7 times copied over cassette tape of Ride the Lightning. And he put it in, and it was so scratchy, you could barely hear it. And this, like, you know, it's clean guitar started, and I'm like, what is this? And then, oh my God, the song hit, and like that moment, I was like 12 years old. That moment, Fight Fire with Fire, just propelled me into the world of metal. And then, like 2 days later, I went and got, like, you know, Iron Maiden, Metallica, and Megadeth tapes. So it was an instant transition, much to my parents' you know, dismay.
Yeah.
That was it for me.
What about you, Pat?
Might get the year wrong, 77 or 78. I bought Kiss Destroyer because the cover was really cool. And I really like Detroit Rock City. And I know that's maybe not metal anymore. First metal, I think, would have been, because I bought the cover looked really cool, would have been Prowler on the first Iron Maiden album.
Nice.
And I've been a Maiden junkie ever since.
Yeah,
surprisingly, most of the venues in Detroit are still there. We saw them last Sunday, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we went on a little urban adventure. It was fun.
Cool.
Nice.
Right on. What about you, Alex?
Oh my God. Well, I grew up with like progressive rock and old school rock. Like my uncle used to collect nothing but like vinyls and all the crazy vinyls, like from Wishbone Ash to like Yes to Pink Floyd to, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like all this old school Blue Oyster Cult and stuff like that. And I grew up to that. My sister was like 6 years older than me, and she was a metalhead like back in the 80s too, right? So I would say Jason Becker and Marty Friedman when Cacophonies Go Off came out. I remember I was a kid and she had it on vinyl in 1988. And that was like one of the things that just kicked me off to like, you know what, I gotta play like guitar. And that's what I got into, started playing guitar and that kind of stuff when I was a kid. I was like 12 years old. But yeah, and especially when Marty Friedman joined Megadeth, like 90, that was like my classic moment. Like literally, like it's just like it's like seeing like I've seen the whole history of Megadeth from there, like growing up to now where they are. And Marty Friedman is like one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to play guitar and play in band. And I started playing like bands in the early 90s. I was really young, internationally, because I live in the world. So yeah, that's how it started.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, AJ?
So my answer is going to actually surprise a lot of my band members.
Love it.
Metallica actually is.
No fucking way! I don't believe you.
My specifically Enter Sandman when I was a kid. My dad,
I don't even believe you.
I know you don't, but it's true. I don't really listen to Metallica.
It's the last album I stood in line for.
Yeah.
Yes. True. That's actually true.
I'm not a huge fan of Metallica by any means. But my father he had those old school like Bose sound systems, you know, like everything's like made out of wood except for the speakers and the hardware. And just like super proud of his sound system. And we would just blast it in the basement. And that's honestly my first like introduction into, you know, heavier music. So
right on. That's awesome.
Brandon,
what about you?
So my favorite band, except I still to this day love Metallica. It's always been Metallica. My dad tells me when my mom was pregnant, he was just like blasting Enter Sandman and Sad But True on repeat, and I came out of the womb after having to hear that for 9 months of development. And what do you know? That's Enter Sandman to this day is still my all-time favorite song. And
busted out playing it.
Might as well have Paul Bunyan style. I'm a Metallica encyclopedia, and like if there's any horrible role model I've had for my whole life, it's been James Hetfield. Because you should totally look up to James Hetfield in the band that was referred to as Alcoholica.
Yeah.
We gotta talk sometime, dude. Seriously.
Speak
my language. I just got this cliff ring here.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Look at that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
That's badass.
My hero.
So,
hang on, we got two more. Hang on, we got two more.
Yeah,
two more.
Awesome.
Dominic Giver, who got
All
you
right.
in the middle?
It's definitely gonna be Disturbed and Down with the Sickness. Yeah, like something about that song and the amount of edge that it had at the time just like really caught my attention. I was like, wow. And I just listened to the Sickness album over and over and over again. And that's what like really got me into metal. Those screams, like those David Draymond screams. Like who else did that?
You do that very well.
I love how excited you are talking about it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Bernie,
so
what about you?
Albums.
Yeah, it was a wicked album.
He's gonna say Buckethead.
No, I'm not gonna say Buckethead. That was later.
Yeah, I love Buckethead.
All throughout my childhood, my dad would blast one album on repeat in the truck, and that would be Hellbilly Deluxe by Rob Zombie. You're close with the Spice Girls guess, but it was heavy, it was groovy, it was spooky. I digged it. I dug it rather.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Rob Zombie. I love what he does with his artwork and stuff throughout the albums and the covers and stuff.
And he's still going too.
Yeah, I seen him right before the pandemic in Chicago on the I can't even remember what concert. Chicago Open Air Festival, I think it was, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if John 5 is still with Rob Zombie's group right now, but he's a fantastic guitarist as well.
I don't know if he is right now.
He's still there. Yeah, he's still there.
Is he? It's been a while. Sorry, go ahead.
Last time they came up to Toronto, I saw them, and he was playing.
The last time I saw them, he was playing with them too. I was 7 months pregnant with my second daughter the last time I saw Rob Zombie. The last time I saw Iron Maiden, I was 2 weeks away from labor. My first daughter. My first daughter.
Well, that's when you saw us.
No, the first time I saw Iron Maiden, I was pregnant with Melody. Last time I saw Iron Maiden was with you guys.
Speaking of Disturbed,
that's right.
My buddy Boog, who I go to him and I have been to probably 1,000 shows together now over the years, right? His wife, I remember the first time I ever seen her at a show, she was 7 months pregnant and we were at Disturbed. She was like, I couldn't miss it, she said.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I did easily 30, 40 shows with each kid when I was pregnant. As many as I could go to, I went to.
Being the old bastard that I am, Motorhead was me. Like Lenny was a legend to me. For some reason,
I married the Motorhead.
You know what I mean? I studied all his books. But nowadays, who are you guys listening to now? Then?
New bands?
Where do we start? Start with Bosch.
Who is it that's on your playlist?
Me, I've always been a huge thrash guy, so I mean, I'm always listening to Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer. Machine Head is one of my favorite bands in the last few years. I also love Disturbed. I'm a huge Tool fan.
Yes.
You know, like anything thrash really is kind of my bread and butter. But you know, when I go into the progressive, I'm in a progressive mood. I'm definitely listening to it, and that's kind of my playlist.
Right on, Pat. What's your playlist looking like right now?
Well, I have four tickets for 4 different concerts. I have tickets for right now. So I'm kind of excited. So they're all Rammstein.
Yes,
is on my list,
Yeah,
and
number one.
I have the concerts I'm going to. Of course, I'm going to Megadeth.
Yeah.
And also been listening to, I love In This Moment, huge In This Moment fan.
Me too.
And we're going to see Genesis.
Like Phil Collins?
That's the one I'm jealous of.
And I've really been digging into Phil Collins, the way he writes songs. He's certainly got a pattern for the songwriter in your band that he's quite gifted at writing songs. So I like to listen to different kind of music. So that one might be a little surprising. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, Caleb, Rammstein is the best show ever.
That is a huge Rammstein.
They're one of they're one of my regrettables. They're one of the bands that I haven't seen yet that I wish that I had seen already.
Well, I'm going to see him at Giant Stadium, so I hope the border opens up.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not till next year.
I've got my Blue Ridge Rock
Ridge
Fest in September coming up, like in fucking September 11th. I'm supposed to be there at invite only, you know. Well, invite for me and not invite only. You can buy tickets. Right, but that's gonna be fucking. Hopefully, I can cross the border as well.
You should be able to.
Yeah, you guys, you're a dual citizenship, TJ. I don't know why you didn't try already.
They always pull me into the little fucking booth, poke me and shit. So I can't help it, right? Like, I'm always nervous about crossing the border.
So let's finish this question up. Alex, who's on your playlist right now?
You know, I've been honestly listening to a lot of the new Phear stuff, right? So,
wow.
Dude, you're in the band. It's fun.
I told you.
It's so good, like the way it's all coming out. It's great. I'm like picturing how the rest of the album's gonna sound like. But I'm listening to a lot of new stuff too. Like, you know, I'm also a big death metal guy. Like, so I you know, I'm listening to a lot of the Aborted stuff. I know the guys from Aborted. Some of the guys are like my brothers. You know, a lot of the new Benighted, Aborted, a few other like tech death bands from like, you know, like stuff from Munich Leader and stuff like that. I was like one of the first wave of technical death metal bands.
You should check out Your Last Wish. I think you'd fucking really like them, Alex.
Yeah, you would.
They're fantastic. I've had them on the show twice now. Very good friends of mine, like personal. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I think you'd like them.
It's crazy, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do like one of those, like Spawn of Possession and that kind of stuff.
Sorry, what was that?
Spawn of Possession.
Yeah. Okay, I'll write them down. Right now.
Alex knows a lot of bands that like I've never even heard of, and he's like, "Oh yeah, this band, this band, this." Like I've never heard of any of these guys, and like it's good because he's got, you know, he's definitely got that background, that really heavy death metal sort of background that, you know, that I think we need, anyways.
Well, it brings that unique flavor to you guys. Like, you know, you guys truly have your own sound when you're together, and now you got the new shit, the new member and stuff like that. I can't wait to hear what you guys are tossing our way, man. Like,
yeah, Alex made us a little heavier for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
No.
So, hang on. We got to finish this question, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're halfway through it and then just be like, whatever.
No, you're right.
So,
you're right.
I know, because, you know. But, AJ, who's on your playlist?
I'm all over the place, but to keep it relevant, Ginger, Era, and I've definitely been almost nonstop playing the new Lorna Shore.
Wicked.
Because it's intense.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't even what do you know their new vocalist's name? Do you know who did that?
Just a name drop, one of our local heroes here. Josh Schroeder is one of the is the guy that produced it. I think he's out of Bay City, isn't he?
Midland.
He's in Midland. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
We got 2 new comments. Bam, bam. Christine.
I think that vocalist's name is Will Ramos, and he at the end of the song he does this breakdown, and it was this crazy like high scream with like a snarl going on. It was some of the most intense shit I've ever heard. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it's intense.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, there's so many comments coming up. I can't keep up.
Yeah, I know. My cousin Sarah just dropped a Twisted Sister comment.
I know. I pulled that up there. Yeah, heaviest shit she ever heard.
Yeah, well, yeah. Until she started listening to my playlist.
Yeah.
She just gets a headache hanging out with me, man.
You guys both bands are now on the Boneyard public playlist. Feel free to check it out here on Spotify is where we have that at the moment.
Nice.
Pretty soon, we're going to have that, was it Station on Head? Radio station?
Station Head I think is what it's called. And it gives us the opportunity to become a radio station so that we can play your music well as interview you guys, as well as put you in our books and, you know, throw you everywhere that we can.
That would be awesome.
Because the way
we're excited about it.
When we play your music, it doubles down on the viewers to your music. And then it adds in our viewers on top of it. So that'll be something we'll be promoting soon, and that's coming like in the next week or two. We're making this shit happen for everybody.
Yeah. TJ's been working with the guys from Storm the Empire, who also do. They also do the Enigma interview. So for both bands, they would be great for you guys to get a hold of. They're out of BC. And they have their own radio station as well as they do podcasting
I've been on it a bunch now, and I'm part of a few other groups that they're part of. I've been jumping in and out with them and requesting everybody's songs that's been in the Boneyard. Hey, play this, play that for us.
Yeah. They're amazing networking. They're great networking. You guys, I think both bands would benefit from reaching out to them for sure.
You know, as soon as we get that, everyone's going to benefit. You know what I mean?
So Dominic and Bernie, I'm going to ask you what's on your playlists. And then I want to know, because I don't normally ask this question when we overlap bands, but I want to know if you guys have questions for each other. So Dominic, what's on your playlist?
For me, it's been a lot of like Architects, Veil of Maya, Amity Affliction, like just heavy bands that I have just grown to like over the past few years, and that influenced me and my whole approach to writing songs and my inspiration, I'd say.
Right.
And awesome. Die Art as well too, because that's like a huge inspiration for Brandon. I know, like, which is like he loves Die Art and even learned from their vocalists like how to sing properly.
That's his only song, only band on his playlist.
No, it's I got to see Die Art's Murder with Cannibal Corpse, and it was fucking deadly, man.
Oh my god, that sounds
I was in their pit for a second, and I had to get out. And Cannibal Corpse, but I couldn't even go in. It was too fucking dangerous.
The craziest pit I've been to is at a Die Art show.
Yeah. I was sick, man. I was in a skirt and 22 hole docks, and by the time I was done, both my docks were unlaced, and like I was holding on to my skirt for life in hopes that I wouldn't lose it. It was so dangerous. Oh my god.
I would say Slayer was the one. I lost a tooth in Slayer. I got elbowed. And my lip ring put my tooth out because it didn't bend or anything. It just went straight through the tooth.
Slayer pits are serious business, man. Slayer pits are.
And that was in a tight club too. Like it was a couple of years ago now, but there was only like I don't know, maybe 500-600 of us cramped in this little bar, right? But the largest pit I've ever been in was Woodstock '99, 100%, man. Fucking.
That's crazy.
Rage Against the Machine when they came out.
I've seen the videos of that shit. Just the videos look bad.
Life-changing experience, my friend.
Yeah.
And here we are today.
Those Die Artist murder shows I saw, I was there one, and I'm like right up front, and somebody tossed a 10-year-old into the pit, and like Bernie was saying, they're not nice pits. Like if somebody chucked a 10-year-old in there, and I felt something latch onto my shirt and my arm, and I'm like, who the hell's grabbing me? And I look, some kid, and I'm like, oh shit, hang on, buddy.
Yeah. I was saying earlier that my 6-year-old and I got pulled into a Slipknot pit a couple of years ago. It was fucking deadly, man. It was scary. Yeah, it was fucking scary, man. These two houses, I just told this story. I feel like I'm repeating myself. These two houses took us out and put us by like this safe area and like barricaded us in so my kid could watch the show for the rest of the night. and we were on the lawn of this place called the Molson Amphitheater, that's where everybody stands and relax and watches the show, and not for Slipknot. There was like circle pits everywhere. It was fucking insanity, kind of like System of a Down. They're one of the sickest pits I've ever been into.
That's a good time to me.
I've heard stories about Slipknot pits. I've heard they use goat heads as beach balls.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, covered in blood, live goat. Right.
No, it's not a goat head. That's a beach ball. Keep going.
Yeah.
Had to get back to their black metal roots.
Woodstock during Tragically Hip, which I know fucking Phear will know. Do you guys know Tragically Hip down in Michigan? You guys got to know them. You're like right there on the border. No?
Say that name again.
The Tragically Hip.
Tragically Hip.
I can't say I've heard of that. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When they played at Woodstock, they had the blow up killer whales fucking for the killer whale song, right? Like it was sick, man. It was the only time I've seen them twice, and it was both times in the States. Never got to see them in Canada, not once.
I saw them here at the barracks in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and now I have an 8-year-old. And we'll just leave that story at that.
That's the story.
I was married to the guy, if that's any consolation to the story.
That's a little better.
So we are going to get to the end of this question. Bernie, who's on your playlist?
Well, I always like expanding my boundaries when it comes to music that I listen to. Right now, a band that I'm really stuck on, they're called Meth Witch. It's METHWITCH. They've got some absolutely crazy sounds out there, and I'd highly recommend everyone who's trying to.
Please send me some of their music. They sound like a band I want to listen to.
Curiously enough, I found out about the band by listening to a separate band called Meth.
I feel like there's a trend here that maybe we shouldn't start talking about.
That's a different show, and I'll join you for that because I've been for 13 years now, my friend. So
the after school on special.
No, I really do like the bands that are just like pushing the boundaries of their genres, like Ion Dissonance. I do like Reflections. They just keep getting heavier and heavier. But a lot of those heavier bands I like jamming out to.
Yep. Right on. All right. So like we've got bands from two ends of the spectrums or opposite ends of the spectrums. So like, do you guys have any questions for each other?
What do you guys play? Who plays what? What instrument?
I scream.
Drums.
He
guitar.
Hits the drums.
I play guitar as well.
Oh, right on.
Awesome.
Yeah, those two are guitars, and the two guitarists say that they're monsters. They shred. Bernard also has this really cool guitar strap that's really bouncy, and it gives me serotonin.
You can find links. I've already posted a few of your links up on the page, but we'll update the title to make sure everybody's stuff's all together. Make sure your links are up. We have Phear's links up too, right? And so.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get everything fixed up when it gets to the end of the interview for sure.
Probably be in the morning, tell you the truth. But we'll make sure it's all up there, right?
During normal times, like non-pandemic times, like what kind of what's your playing schedule, guys? Like, you guys play like all the time, like every week, every month? Like, what kind of, what was your live schedule like?
You mean like?
Like how often did you play? Like, were you playing all the time? Like, for instance, like for us, like we would concentrate more on like creating larger, more event style shows. So we play less, but have bigger shows. Every band's different. Just kind of curious how you guys did it.
Before the pandemic, we were playing probably like 1 to 2 times a month. I'd say on average. And now we're once every 2 weeks since we're back, or at least trying to anyways. But we're taking a break with in between this next show, which is on the 26th, and then the Ride at the Racetrack Festival in September to finish up some songs.
Yeah, we still got a lot of writing to do.
Yeah, we're trying to schedule everything out now that we're kind of back in full swing. But other than that, I mean, we're still playing with like practice or rehearsal once a week, maybe 2 times a week.
I know.
Do you think there's in the States, now that you're open up, is there seem to be more demand for live music?
Oh, it's always been there.
People are jumping to do something.
Yeah, definitely.
Good, that makes us hopeful.
Yes.
Now that everything's like pretty much open back up, we're starting to get pretty good turnouts. So.
Good.
Right on, dude.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm excited to hear that. Now, do you guys find that people in the audience are still a little bit fearful of restrictions and stuff like that, or are people just like jumping right in?
I would say there's a few people that are worried, but for the most part, most people, a lot of people are vaccinated, and most people are really just kind of jumping into it again.
Good stuff.
I mean, we did a show with War Nation, Christina and Brian Warner, and in a backyard, and it was a really good time, and nobody was really super social distancing. We were all kind of like shoving around, making our own little mosh pits, and yeah, there wasn't really a mask in sight.
No, wasn't really. He's right.
Yeah, we're still in the middle of like restrictions up here and like wearing masks everywhere we go, and we're still opening up in phases and whatnot. And,
we're opening now soon.
I don't think we're quite at the. I think even if there was all of a sudden shows happening tomorrow, we'd probably find that a lot of people would still be like apprehensive about it. So we're a little bit behind on that.
They're not sure.
Yeah, people aren't sure. Yeah.
Our I mean, I know it was a mess everywhere, but our government really fucked the dog right from the beginning when it came to how they handled things with us. Well, I mean,
they did though.
Let's call a spade a spade, Like I mean, I know a lot of governments did. Nobody knew what they were doing or anything like that, but like even with our information, even with the science coming out and stuff like that, they really dropped the ball on how to handle cameras. I'm hearing an echo. I don't know where
I've got it. I'm on it now.
We didn't do much better down here.
Well, it's funny because when the very first lockdown, I felt like I felt like a government did a good job at the very beginning, and then they really dropped the ball. Like once things started opening up last summer, and from then on, I just felt like you're just pulling things out of a hat. Like, what do we do next? Okay, try this. And they never learn from their mistakes. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want that job, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't want to have to make this happen to a country or a province or whatever.
You're echoing like crazy.
I know everyone is.
Yeah, that echoes bad.
Guys, I'm sorry I got to cut short. I have to go now.
Okay.
So I apologize.
Thanks so much for coming out, Pat.
My pleasure. I look forward to it again. Nice meeting everybody.
Definitely. I'll find you on Facebook. We'll talk about Sofa City.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Thank you.
Have a good one, honey. Thank you.
Cheers, dude.
Later,
dude.
Is
now it all sounds like.
Hey, I think he could have used some headphones.
I think Pat took the echo with him.
Yeah.
All right, let's everyone talk about Pat.
What a guy, eh? Fucking
loser.
No, it's in all seriousness, I'm really glad it worked out the way it did. We don't get to overlap bands. Next month, we're actually like mashing bands. So we're going to take like a bass player from this band and a guitar player from this band and a lead singer from this band. And like, we're going to create our own super group interviews.
I was gonna say, it's like that Rockstar Supernova thing that happened before.
Right? So, well, I mean, we've had this happen a couple of times now, and it seems to have worked out well, even though it was either not supposed to happen or unexpected. Yeah. So we're going to try it out as an actual interview style and see how it goes.
Local to us, to Toronto, Mississauga, these guys fucking let it rot, or only in Michigan.
Yep.
Pretty fucking close.
We could skip rocks over to you guys.
You know what I mean? Pretty close music. Like,
well, I don't know. We've got thrash and deathcore. So like,
I mean, if it wasn't for thrash metal, there would be no deathcore because thrash metal definitely came first.
Yeah,
definitely.
We're friends for sure, Brandon.
I mean, peanut butter is one thing and jelly's another. You put them together, like
metal is fucking metal, man. I don't know. That's the way I
exactly.
No, exactly. You said that earlier in the show, and it's so true though. Like, it's almost like saying music is fucking music, regardless of what it is. It brings people together, man. It's
separate country.
Food, laughter, and music. Like, life doesn't get any better than that. Right? Like,
and my shoulder actually says that it doesn't get any better than this.
Oh, nice.
And then it's a picture of Canada. So this is actually the start of all the Canadian bands that I've worked with since I started Sofa City Sounds. I'm taking all their logos and I'm doing all their logos on my arms as patches. Like you would patch your battle vest. Well, I'm going to patch my arm with all the local bands that I've worked with over the last 7 years.
Wow, amazing.
So, it's difficult because
can you put ours right on your forehead?
10,000 for advertising, baby.
We'll pay you.
10,000 starting check.
So
just saying is all.
Who are the other local bands? Like, you guys obviously have some local bands that need to fucking shout out too, and same with Phear.
I got a lot I could think of. We got Heartsick and Heart of Jordan, and then there's like Recorruptor, Final Confessions. Who else would there be? Who else am I missing?
Into the Void.
Into the Void. I can't forget that one.
Into the Void is very soon, actually. Just a little spill some tea. We just booked them the other day. So
nice.
Amazing band, though.
I saw that.
I really like them too, right? So
nice.
Who else are we playing with on the 26th, Brandon?
So there's
Immortal Insight.
Mortal Insight, Final Confessions, and then there is this band called MPD, and he never really did fully specify what that stands for. I guess it stands for whatever you can make it up to be.
I make
still gets a shout out.
Perfect.
I've got a couple of ideas, but we'll just leave them as ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, we already are 18A on Twitch, but we'll leave it there.
Yeah. So these guys got like 10 bands. How about Phear, Bosch, and Alex? Give us some of your local bands that we should know about.
You know what? Our producer, John Howard, who sings for Threat Signal, he sang for so many other bands.
I love that.
Monolith now is his main band.
And then Monolith is
Monolith is his band, yeah.
Yep.
I should check it out. There are guys from Devin Townsend band, guys from Fear Factory in it, and then he's singing, and he's from Threat Signal. So John's like a brother to us. And
awesome.
Like the sixth member of Fear.
He kind of is. He helps us huge when we record, and he helps craft our music with us. So.
Phenomenal singer, phenomenal musician, and the guy is an insane singer, and he's also an insane engineer and a producer. His production work is just insane, and he's working with JVP, RP, his drummer, who's used to be in the Devin Townsend band, and JVP like mixed bands like Soundgarden and all those like major like grunge bands and stuff like that. Like it's insane. Like it's one of the biggest producers out there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like for a local band, Monolith is pretty sick. You guys should check it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. They're both of those bands are huge. I'm actually working with Ryan Miller right now for Sofa City Sounds.
Oh, right now.
That's true.
Yeah. So they're an amazing band. Threat Signal's fabulous.
Oh yeah.
He was with Snake River Redemption for 3 minutes too.
Yeah, that's right. We had him on the show. We talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, since we're shouting out our locals and our favorites, yeah, he was with Snake River Redemption for a little while, and they're one of my favorites. They're out of Toronto too. They've been
How
around
about you,
for a while.
Amanda?
What?
Local scene in Niagara. Who are you giving shout outs to?
Oh fuck! Dutch Squawkers on a roll right now. They're playing the Full Terror Assault Festival. So, because Tail Cocktail is like one of my absolute favorite drummers, and he's from here in the Falls. He's played with Duskwalker, Haymaker, Wretched Pain, Bathed in Blood. Like he's done some amazing shit. He's with Total Duo and the Ripping Friends, Various, Joey Bricks from 97.7, who's also the lead singer of Duskwalker.
That's true, man. That guy's awesome. He's a good friend of us here in the Boneyard, man.
Yes. And I mean, I can't go a show without shouting out to Rippard and Razor because, well, their drummer's my human. So, you know, but Rippard's coming out with Red, White, and Ripped on Canada Day, so that's super fucking exciting. And Invicta's working on some stuff or just released some stuff. Them, APOC, Cathartic Demise, Raider, Ripper, they all did this amazing cover compilation. Death, Iron Maiden, who else was there? All kinds of shit, all kinds of bands. They were fantastic. See, this is what happens when you ask me for a shout out, though, man. I just go.
I know.
You know, but I mean, I work with all these guys right now, and it's hard not to shout out amazing bands, you know, especially with the way things are going right now. We're right on that brink of breaking through and everybody jumping out and who am I listening to and who am I going to see and who am I buying merch from? And well, you know, like these are the bands that we're going to see. And of course, my love, Johnny No Cash. He's one of my favorites.
I've always kind of bragged about the show. We're bringing you the local scene from all around the world.
Yeah.
It's local bands from everywhere. It's not.
Well, I just covered Niagara, Toronto, and Kitchener-Waterloo area.
Yeah.
So.
Well, local to me is everywhere.
That's it.
I always move it. I'm always here.
That's
I'm always
I
there,
know.
right?
I mean, I do have a master list of Sofa City. There's 120 bands I'm working with right now. So
whether it's Michigan, fucking
how do you keep track of that?
Mississauga, you know, Toronto, Ferry, like
I don't know.
Bands like Hawkfetter, right? We got Cross Dogs up in Peterborough, you know, Your Last Wish, Montreal, Late Night Trouble, you know, Dead Man's Prophecy,
Last Dance
Among Wolves, right? Like,
to answer your question on how I keep track of that, I add bands with every interview that we do to a master list. And then I have a secondary list of where all the bands are from. And then I have folders of all the different areas or genres of book that I want to do, because I have women in metal, I have hip hop books, I have country books, I have all genres, I have Ireland, I have South Africa, Russia, Montreal, Toronto, Niagara, Kitchener. So like I break it all down like that, and then I have another list inside all those folders that are the band's folders, and I have their information, my part of the bio because I write everything that they give me, and then all of their photos. So that's basically how I keep everything organized. And then I had to do that a second time because I'm also rewriting the entire Wikipedia for the Global Escapology Organization. So I'm rewriting pretty much every daredevil that we can find on the face of this planet, or that was on the face of this planet, escapologists, sideshows, magicians, anything like that. We're revamping that, and we're turning that into a book as well. And then it was funny that Pat had mentioned that Kiss was his turning point for metal, because I'm also writing Kiss Craze, which is a tribute to Kiss Tributes.
Yeah.
as well as
all
the
the
fans.
tribute
And stuff like
fans,
that.
all the
Yeah.
people that are the fans from around the world,
Yeah. So it's a lot of folders. It's a lot of contact with bands. It's a lot of I'll get back to you on a regular basis.
yeah.
Yeah, it is. And then, we do the Boneyard on top of that. So, TJ, can you kill off that echo, please?
I can try. It's gonna mute you.
So,
I just scratched my eye.
but yeah, that's how I do it. I now that I have an establishment of different areas, different types of books, different genres and stuff, as I add bands in now, there's homes for places or for bands, right? Because I've got the Ontario metal, I've got a Michigan metal book, I've got a Montreal metal book. So I just kind of shove everybody's folders in there, and every time I get to 17, I produce a book.
I gotta give a huge shout out to Michigan heavy metal.
Yes.
And the folders fucking let it rot. Christine's the reason why I even found you guys, man. So
Christina Warner, she's she's the champion of her and her husband Brian are just tearing it up around here. They're the reason there's shows going on right now, and they're just holding it together. They are the glue.
I know. I'm surprised she finds time to talk to me between what her and her old man are doing. It's unreal. Like I thought I was busy, but those guys are just crushing it over there. I gotta give them a huge shout out.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for her to come on the show, man. I cannot wait to meet that woman. It's very rare we meet people. I mean, we meet tons of people that have the same type of drive that we do, but it's very rare you meet people that sleep as little as you do. And her sleep pattern's probably as small as mine, 3 to 5 hours a night.
Like Christine and John and ourselves, you know what I mean? That are up at 3 in the morning to talk to people in South Africa. We're up at fucking 4. We're talking to people fucking Australia now, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then PJ works 80 hours a week on top of that.
Fuck yeah, man. Full time, baby. Don't get more metal than that, right?
So we're getting to that point now. I asked Phear this before we jumped in. We had Let It Rot jump in. But I'm going to ask both bands because we're coming up on that 2-hour mark, and my phone's going to die soon. So I want to know, obviously from both bands again, but I'll ask Let It Rot first. Is there anything that you guys want to cover that we haven't covered tonight?
Like, what do you mean?
Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything we didn't ask you?
We forgot to ask you about, like, you guys got an EP coming out in 2 weeks that we should know about. You guys got people you could give a shout out to,
the biggest shout out would obviously be like Christina and Brian Warner and War Nation Entertainment for getting us in here and they've hooked us up with a ton of interviews like this, and that's really cool. And we just released a single not too long ago called Rigor Mortis. That's available wherever any music is available: YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever. And we're working on another one. Another really cool lyric video for Dreamer, like I talked about a little bit earlier, and that one I think that one's gonna be a really, really cool, and it's my personal favorite song that we've written so far.
Oh, that's exciting!
I know it's going on the list, and I'll go on the Boneyard playlist.
And I do apologize to potentially cut short though, but I do actually have to get split in here. And
hey man, we work around your schedule, right?
I appreciate you for having me on it. And
for sure.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
And next month we're gonna team you up with another band, and we're gonna fucking have you guys on again.
Sure.
Sounds great.
We're definitely down for it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Great night, man. Play loud, play proud.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right on. What a fucking amazing night, guys. Thank you so much for this. This has been fantastic.
No, it's been fun. It's fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, like I have to thank Kyla again. You know, actually, as much as I have to thank Kyla for this because she really is the reason that this is happening, I have to thank Candy Burns for this, which is going to be difficult for me because she was one of my best friends. And she was one of the first people that interviewed me for Sofa City Sounds. And she gave me a stick of music. And there must have been 100 bands on it. But your music, she gave me the entire library. She didn't just give me a few songs. She gave me everything that you guys had.
Oh, amazing. That's amazing.
We have lots of the reason you guys are on the show tonight. I mean, Kyla's the reason, but
lots of her pictures of us. She came out to a lot of our shows. She did some amazing photos, and we have a lot of those photos on our website from lots of shows. And she did some great work, and we were proud to post it. And she was a great person to know.
I almost cried twice tonight. This is amazing. Right? Like,
Steve just put a comment. Yeah, Steve, we were talking about Candy for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, is that Steve McLeod?
Yeah.
Oh, Steve is amazing. I'm working with them for Sofa City as well. I'm working with Ex-Minister and Steel Kitty. And Steel Kitty's on next month too. I'm super excited. True. Yeah. But yeah, Candy and I were really close, and she was an absolute amazing woman. She and I actually share my birthday as her last day. So, as sad as that is, it's nobody else has that. I have that, So she couldn't have picked a better day, I think. So and I didn't find out till the day after. So I mean, I guess we both had the day we were supposed to.
Yeah.
So and like I rarely shout out Candy because obviously I'm a hot mess when I talk about her because I love her so much. So she gets it tonight for sure. Amazing. My last Sofa City was dedicated to her actually.
Yeah, it's nice. It's great.
Yeah. So, but yeah, guys, I can't thank you enough. I feel like we should probably wrap this up because my phone's going to die. We're at the 2 hour exactly mark.
Okay, hold on.
What a fucking amazing night. I can't thank you enough. We have to do this again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let it rot all at the same time. We haven't asked for two better bands to just chill with tonight, man. I wish we were in person, eating dinner, drinking beers together, but next time.
Soon enough.
It'll happen.
In the next couple of weeks, as far as Phear goes, we'll figure something out. I'll be mobile in the next couple of weeks. Okay. So we'll figure something out. Yep. We'll find a park. We'll make it safe.
Come to our jam room.
Yeah.
Come to our jam room sometime if you want to.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Do an exclusive. Right?
I need live music that bad. Yes.
We could do a little jam in our jam room for you for the show, maybe.
Oh, I know. I go spend the weekend in Kitchener every once in a while because that's where my boyfriend is. I get to go and listen to them jam every, once a month, and it's like, I need more. But it's live, so it does it for me, right?
I love the live show, though. It's no different than when you guys get on the stage live.
Yeah, that's right.
You hit that note or you don't. And tonight we hit fucking Eddie Van Halen solo. Fucking we crushed it.
So, on that note, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for being here. AJ, if you can stick around for 5 minutes backstage, I'll explain Sofa City Sound to you, and something you guys are interested in, then we'll get started. Phear, as far as Sofa City goes for you guys, Chris, if you can open up a chat for us between myself and the band, and I'll get you the information I need to get started. Absolutely. And then we'll go from there, for sure.
Sure. Do you want that like ASAP?
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm like,
whenever you have time, the sooner the better, but whenever you have time.
We'll talk to the other guys, tell them all about it, and then we'll get it going. Yeah, for sure.
All right, perfect.
Awesome.
Right on. TJ, don't you have something to say?
Play it loud, play it proud, baby.
All right, get everybody out of here.
Saturday.
See you guys.